A shake-up at the top of Australia's military.
Oh, I see. Okay. No,
The government unveiling the first woman to command the army, Lieutenant General Susan Coyle, and promoting Navy boss Vice Admiral Mark Hammond to become the new chief of the Australian Defence Force.
The responsibilities of the position are not lost on me.
An overhaul that puts one of the military's most experienced submarine commanders in charge and a key figure in the delivery of AUKUS.
He has literally gone from scrubbing decks to, in July, becoming the Chief of the Defence Force. Since 2022, he has been the Chief of Navy, and in that period has been right at the heart of the process by which we are acquiring a long-range nuclear-powered submarine capability.
Today, he was thrown into the deep end of the debate over Australia's role in the Persian Gulf and whether the military he'll command has the firepower to participate in Donald Trump's blockade of Iranian ports.
We've got 10 surface combatants right now. 8 of them are at sea today. The Navy is as ready as it ever has been.
Ready, but still waiting to be asked.
Are they capable of performing the mission, as Admiral Johnson said last week? Absolutely.
Our position is that we're not considering joining the blockade, and no request has been received.
I think we need to understand exactly what the requests are, and we should try and find the appropriate ways to support our allies.
The striking thing about this war is that it's one of the first major American conflicts that has not been met with overwhelming support by the Australian government. Despite voicing early support in the very opening hours of the US and Israeli assaults, the government has steadily distanced itself from the White House.
We want to see the Strait of Hormuz opened and with freedom of navigation taking place. So obviously the lack of a resolution in the negotiations that took place on the weekend were disappointing.
If Australia was to join that blockade, we would now be a party to that international armed conflict. That would change our status. I can't see the government agreeing to join that blockade, and I honestly wouldn't recommend it.
The government's official ambivalence, reluctance even, towards questions over whether Australia should explicitly join the Americans has not gone unnoticed, including by the President, who has criticised Australia multiple times in the past month for not helping with his war.
You know who else didn't help us? Australia.
A split that's been seized upon by viral, pro-Iranian AI slopaganda campaigners. While at home, the emergence of a rift with Australia's ally of over 70 years is worrying others.
I can't understand why we haven't picked up the phone to the White House and said, what can we do to help? And frankly, America deserves our help, needs our help.
Could we send a ship? Yes. Do I think we should? No, it would undermine our preparedness. We have some of the most world-leading underwater capabilities, uncrewed underwater capabilities, autonomous uncrewed capabilities. We could provide that contribution.
Despite uncertainty over joining the Americans in the Gulf, former naval officer Jennifer Parker says the government isn't backing down from the US alliance.
The government is doubling down on AUKUS, and when we think about it, we have delayed decision-making about submarines, and in fact about ships, but about submarines for so long that we have gotten ourselves to this point that this is really our only option. Otherwise, we will have a significant gap in capability.
Either way, military capability gaps aren't the government's only worry. After last week's dash to Singapore, the Prime Minister will jet off again this week, this time to Malaysia and Brunei, like Singapore, vital suppliers of liquid fuels and crude oil. A diplomatic offensive, Anthony Albanese suggested, would help push Australia ahead of others.
Australia, of course, is at the front of the queue because of the strong relationship that we've built up with Singapore.
A promise that will surely be tested if the ongoing global energy scramble becomes more desperate.